The shoes were uncomfortable, much more uncomfortable than 20 years ago. They were already uncomfortable 20 years ago, but at my age now. It was great. It was great. I think
It was great. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was nice to be together again. I mean, obviously we'd seen each other in the last 20 years, but it was a wonderful experience.
Yeah, I was really glad to have worked with Stanley because I could invite myself over and have him cook for me.
Yeah.
And I don't really cook very well, but
You do.
I'm
You
better
made
at
it.
drinking the martini and supervising. I'm very good at
That's true.
supervising.
Well, they're very beloved to us as well. I mean, I think these characters, you kind of fuse with them, and hopefully I haven't fused too much with Emily Charlton.
You're so lovely. Emily's the most fun person in the world, and then all of a sudden she's like...
Yeah, she's sort of simmering at the surface at all times. But so it was really wonderful to not only play these characters, but be back together. I think that was the most fun.
Well, I just had so much fun working with Emily 20 years ago, and we've all gone out and made other movies since then. And I always just knew how special she was, so it was just a pleasure to feel like I was coming home and just be like, oh yeah, 20 years ago. I was absolutely right. That was probably one of the best actresses I'm ever going to work with. It was a big question for me whether or not I was going to do the bangs again. And I didn't. I don't know.
You do look cute with the bangs.
I don't know. I do like it. So if we're lucky enough to make a third, we'll have to maybe explore it again.
But really short ones. Like micro ones that stick out.
Oh,
like a bead.
She's cutting her own bangs and she slips.
You're trying to set a new trend. It doesn't take off.
The third film is just a series of unfortunate haircuts.
Yeah, it's bad. We've all got I have a bowl cut. We're trying to set trends with the third one and we'll fail.
That would kind of be diabolical if we do things that we know are horrible because
And set a trend.
It's a big misuse of power. Was there anything about Emily that...
I mean, I think she has power now. She has power, and that makes her rather dangerous, mainly unto herself, I think.
So exciting. I'm a bit emotional. I just saw my family. I haven't seen them in so long, so I'm really excited. Yeah, so happy. Yeah, my mum's here. She's never been to a premiere before, so I'm really excited. Yeah. Wow. I mean, she's the new first assistant for Miranda Priestley. And yeah, I think we see a contrast to the first assistant, Emily, in the first movie. And I'm just really excited for fans to meet these new characters in this world. Yeah. I think for the fashion montages, you want to see it big and bold as possible, for sure.
Very excited to be in Leicester Square and on part of the train that is going around the world celebrating with everybody else. And just like tonight, feels like a party atmosphere. People are dressing up for it. People are enjoying the excitement of seeing what fashion is in front of them and expressing some of themselves. So there's a great sense of anticipation, and it's very hard not to be excited to be part of that. Stuart is Miranda's romantic partner, which means I think probably that you have to be ready to buckle your seatbelt and expect possibly a beautifully bumpy ride, but you have to give her a lot of space, I think. So I think the audience may be really interested to see how, in this new age Miranda, how does she deal with relationships and her partner, and how does that work? And I think there's fun to be had from that, and maybe a reveal of a side to Miranda that we don't necessarily find familiar. So for me, it was really a privilege to be part of that side and work with Meryl. I felt that on set I could sense how much the opportunity to do this film and revisit these characters after 20 years meant to them. They didn't take it lightly. They ain't doing it because people are familiar with the title. They wanted to tell the story. It's bringing them into the volatile world we live in. What is the change that is our lives? What does that mean for these characters? Can they still like each other? Will they behave as badly or as well as they can? And I felt that every single one of the actors wanted to live up to people's expectations and hopes for it. So there was a great deal of really, honest effort, but real joy. They knew how to infuse the thing with that which people love, which is the sort of feeling between all these characters. And I think they worked hard and they played hard. I think Devil Wears Prada 2 celebrates fashion, it celebrates people, it celebrates friendship, it looks at how difficult it is sometimes to live in the 21st century, but how much joy they can have. And I think it wears its entertainment, and it's something to say very lightly. And I think that if you've loved if you really liked Devil Wears Prada, then you will love Devil Wears Prada too.
Charlie is, I would say the biggest thing about him is he's just so happy to be there. I was just talking about you. Oh my gosh, hello. Crazy. So, yeah, that's my friend, Simone. Charlie is so happy to be there. He loves his job. He loves Runway. And we talked a lot about him as being like one of those kids who just grew up idolizing the fashion world and wanting to be there. He's a sweetheart. I love him. In some ways, obviously, there are a million unique things to this movie, but the biggest thing is the thing that's always true, which is why I love working in TV and film, which is it just takes hundreds of people who are the best at what they do. And on this movie, we were so lucky. We had the best costumers, the best director and writer, the best PAs, the best, every single person is at the very top of their game, and it's so inspiring going to work every day, because it's like, well, I want to be the best at what I do too. And I would say that was my favorite part of this one. The original Devil Wears Prada was so special to me, and it is so special to me. I watched it as like a closeted gay boy in Missouri as a kid, and it really made me feel like there was something else out there in a very genuine way. Sorry, earnest alert, clip it. And this one, being a part of it, it feels totally surreal and awesome, and I feel just very grateful and humbled, and I hope that Aline and David and everyone who worked on the film feels like I did my part. Oh my gosh, how often do we get to? I feel like this is such a special thing. I mean, the big premieres and everyone looking fabulous and all the fun, excitement around it. I feel like it's just less and less that we get to do that. I hope it will become more and more again, but I think go see it in theaters because it's worth it. It's big, and it feels like, I mean, this sounds kind of stupid, but when we were watching it in New York, I kept turning to the person next to me and going, this feels like a movie. And it does, so go see it in theaters.
I mean, I'm kind of amazed that we are here at all. It's incredible to me that we made a sequel. We didn't even think about doing it for almost 20 years, so the fact that we're here is really exciting. Yeah, I was in shock too. There's a lot of expectation, and I think we made a movie that people will be excited to see. Yeah, the world that these characters lived in has changed so dramatically over 20 years, and there are just new challenges, and it's a lot of pressure on anybody who's in the media, and especially running a fashion magazine. So Miranda's facing a lot of challenges, and journalism has not been kind to Andy over the years, so it's interesting to see where they go from here. Changes have taken their toll, and a lot of people are struggling to find their way, and how we get information now is so transformed in the 20 years. I mean, you look at a magazine like Vogue, in 2005 the September issue was almost 1,000 pages, and today I don't even know if they're going to have a September issue. So where Runway magazine is today is made us really curious to explore, where the story went. I mean, honestly, I got up every day excited to work with these incredible movie stars. Anytime you get a chance to work with Meryl Streep and Annie Hathaway or Emily Blunt or Stanley Tucci, and then the fact that they were together so often, really thrilling. There are some pretty spectacular scenes. There's a gala that we do and on the steps of the Natural History Museum in New York. There's a beautiful party scene at the Brooklyn Museum. We shot in Milan for 10 days. We shot up at Lake Como. So there's some really gorgeous spots, all of which we're really excited. And there's, some amazing new stars of the movie. There's a whole new generation of assistants, and there's a lot of new characters.
I feel in a dream. It never happened to me to be surrounded by such incredible actors and actresses and be part of them, even for a little. I think fashion and music interest everybody, adults, young people especially, and we create a culture, When fashion changes, that means the culture is changing. And when music changes, it's the same thing. Well, I'm really amazed from Meryl Streep and the clothes she wears because she's so strict and the clothes are perfect for her. You know, she couldn't be better. You know, the combination of Meryl Streep and her outfits.
We've got to leave our families behind at the pond, and now we're just all together. So,
Like a big
and in London, you guys just embrace us. So we're just so ecstatic. I mean, and it's of the times. I mean, one of the things I think is so wonderful about it, and my friends in media in particular, it's true. I mean, and I think that we're not make believe, we're real. So it's a wonderful thing to be doing that. I've done lots of movies, and we've thought about sequels. Some of them we've done sequels before, but for this, we all thought we were really good where we were. And then we started to look and the times started to change. And media changed. Certainly print media changed. Fashion changed. Fashion's immediate now. People are accessible in ways that they've never been before. And there was such a gigantic shift that we felt that we had the landscape to tell another story. I think all of us being together, who've known each other, who've lived with each other, who've had kids together, so for all of us, it was from day one. There was no getting to know each other. It wasn't even picking up where we took off. Most of us have been with each other doing all these different things for 20 years. So there was all of us. It was just synergy. It's wonderful, and it's multi-generational now, and people say to me, I watched it with my mother, I watched it with my daughter, I watched it with my son, boys, everyone loves it, so it's a gift that keeps on giving. When everyone sees this movie and you see where we've gone, what we've done, the beauty of Milan, the beauty of New York, the beauty of the fashion, it doesn't play the same when you're sitting at home and you're watching it at home and you can get up and go answer the phone or do anything. When you come into this movie, you are literally taken into this world for 2 hours and you feel like you're there. So that's the only way to do it, if you get there and sit there and watch it really big in front of you with all the gorgeous stuff.
Very excited. They're fans who are in their 20s and they're fans who weren't born. And so a lot of people grew up watching this movie on television, constantly on television. And so I think for some people it's nostalgic, for some people it's brand new. Some people have never seen the first movie, and I think they can enjoy this movie too. So we were really excited to tell that story again. It developed over time. It was, when it came out, it was successful, but it didn't sort of take on this other dimension until over time. And that's one of the things that's interesting about movies and television shows, is that there's initial reaction and then there's the reaction it garners over the years. I think, although the world has changed so much in 20 years, the economy, financially, the pressures people are under in every business. And so that's what started making us interested in wondering how Miranda would deal with these pressures and how Andy would deal with these pressures, Nigel and Emily, and where they would be in this much more high-pressure, high-stakes world. And so that's what this movie really is. I hope they have a great experience in a movie theater, which is something I think we're all craving and excited about. And that's why I love this hoopla, because I'm a movie fan and I like to see movies in the theater. And I'm hoping that a lot of people will see it in the movie theater first. And so, yeah, great night at the movies. Grab your popcorn, grab your sweetie, and go to the movies.
For everything, the script, the cast, that is a perfect movie in my opinion. I am a huge fan of the first one. I would never say I'm trying to beat Patricia Field, my best friend's work that I worked under on the first one, and she was nominated for an Oscar, deservedly. But I did take a lot of DNA from her, naturally, from having been her friend forever and ever. But I did do some sister looks. I'll give you one example real quick, if I'm not too long-winded. There's the cerulean speech where Miranda's in this Bill Blass gold coin encrusted bolero. I felt like the sister to that was the tassel jacket in the second one. It's as ornate, it's as editrix. as the one in the original. So I did little bookends like that every once in a while. Tip of the hat. Yeah, and I think like people will notice little things like that, mostly from my department because we have the opportunity to, you know, fiddle and play with stuff like that. You end up investing so much in even a jeans look, like Miranda's in jeans in the Hamptons. Like that was a big deal to see her relaxed at home. You know, you're just like, do we have the right relaxed vacation look? You know, just everything. You just want to really give it your best shot. I will say, and I may be saying this too much, there was a favorite look of mine, custom Dior for Emily, and I had dressed Emily's two assistants in Richard Quinn, which is from England, and the crew loved these three outfits together, but it didn't make it in. But you know when the crew is like, when the crew's going crazy because they've seen everything, you know it's a good one.